So, here's the deal. Every year, my family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and it's a potluck situation. Everyone brings a dish or two. My sister, bless her heart, insists on cooking something homemade every time. Sounds sweet, right? Well, here's the problem. She's not a great cook. Actually, she's a disaster in the kitchen. Let me give you some highlights. Last year, she brought her special stuffing that was over-seasoned with cinnamon and cardamom. It was dry, weirdly sweet, and straight-up confusing. Nobody touched it. The year before, she made a green bean casserole, but she decided to experiment with coconut milk and almond flour, which gave it this bizarre, slimy texture. It was so bad, I think even the dog turned his nose up at it. This year, I'm hosting Thanksgiving, and honestly, I just wanted to keep things simple and edible for once. So, I decided to ask her very kindly, mind you, not to cook. I told her she could bring something else, like wine, soda, or maybe flowers for the table. I thought this was a good compromise. She still gets to contribute, and no one has to suffer through her culinary experiments. But oh no, she did not take it well. She got all offended and called me controlling, saying I was making her feel inadequate and ruining the whole family vibe. She said Thanksgiving is about everyone contributing, and I was out of line for deciding what's acceptable. I tried to explain that I wasn't trying to exclude her, I just wanted people to enjoy the food this year. But nope, she doubled down and told me she's bringing her famous green bean casserole whether I like it or not. Now, my mom and a couple of other family members are telling me to let her bring whatever she wants because it's the thought that counts. But here's the thing, no one eats her food. It just sits there on the table like some kind of cursed centerpiece, and then we have to deal with her sad little puppy dog face when she realizes no one's touched it. And that's not even the worst part. I found out through my cousin because apparently I'm not in the family group chat that my sister isn't just bringing one dish this year, she's planning an entire Thanksgiving trio experience. 3 dishes. She's even making little menu cards to go with them. My cousin said she's been calling herself the Thanksgiving head chef and has some kind of culinary surprise centerpiece planned. Guys, I'm panicking. Last year's stuffing and green beans were bad enough, and now I'm looking at a full-on experimental tasting menu. From what I've heard, her grocery haul includes canned oysters and edible glitter. I don't even know how those two things could possibly end up on the same plate, but with her, anything's possible. At this point, half the family is telling me to chill, and the other half is texting me things like, wait, is she really putting glitter on sweet potatoes? I feel like I'm stuck. If I try to stop her, I'm the villain. But if I let her go through with this, Thanksgiving could turn into a food-related horror show. Now fast forward to the actual day. My sister shows up early, carrying not just her 3 dishes but also this massive foil-covered platter. She's talking about how it's her culinary masterpiece and starts rearranging the table to make room for her food. She even brought her own table runner and candles, saying she wanted to set the mood. At this point, I'm just trying to keep the peace, so I let her do her thing. Her dishes? Oh boy. First, there were the sweet potatoes. They were covered in actual craft glitter, not even edible glitter. One of the kids took a bite and said, "This is crunchy," and that's when we realized what was happening. Then came the cranberry and oyster relish. Yes, oysters. It looked like someone spilled jam into clam chowder, and the smell was unforgettable to say the least. But the real showstopper, her surprise centerpiece, was a turkey gelatin mold. I'm not kidding. She ground up turkey, mixed it with broth, and somehow turned it into this translucent, wobbly monstrosity shaped like a turkey. She garnished it with parsley and cherry tomatoes like that would somehow save it. The table went dead silent when she unveiled it, except for my cousin, who had to fake a coughing fit to hide her laughter. And then the drama hit. My mom, who had been defending her all week, took one bite of the gelatin mold and froze. She didn't say a word, but her face said everything. My sister noticed the lack of enthusiasm and decided to give a speech about how Thanksgiving food is boring and how she's trying to expand our palates. She even called my mashed potatoes and ham uninspired, which was rich coming from the person serving glitter and turkey jelly. Things finally blew up when my aunt tried the gelatin mold and actually gagged. She tried to play it off, but my sister saw it and completely lost it. She started yelling about how no one supports her and how we're all stuck in the past with our unoriginal food. She even accused me of sabotaging her dishes by not hyping them up to everyone. Eventually, she stormed out, yelling something like, "You'll regret this when I'm famous." Once she left, we quietly threw out most of her food and ate my dad's emergency ham. The rest of the night was actually pretty nice once the tension was gone. But wow, what a ride. My cousin and I are still laughing about the turkey mold, and honestly, I don't know if I'm relieved it's over or terrified of what she's going to bring next year. So, yeah, that was my Thanksgiving. Let me know if anyone wants to see the photos. I swear the glitter sweet potatoes were a sight to behold.